for students preparing to write WAEC 2026 Physics, Objective and Theory on Monday, June 1st. So ensure you watch this video to the end because this is a preparatory lesson. Now let's solve this question. I'll be coming up with some questions for you. Ensure you add up this question to whatever you are reading. Mind you, this channel we don't support examination malpractice. So if you have the intention to watch this video or probably to watch this thing here because of you're looking for questions, leaked question and answer, please do well to swipe up this video away. This is a preparatory class or preparatory lesson. So we are not engaged, we are not partaking in examination malpractice. All these questions, they are just preparatory questions for you to add up to whatever you are reading. It's not guaranteed that this question will come out, but we are like a guideline to whatever you are reading. So once you have idea about this question, it will have positive impact in your exam. Now let's solve this question. This question is under projectile, as you can see it on your screen. So you already read the question ahead. So let's solve the question here. This is a solution. Mind you, my name is Matt Ken. Do well to subscribe to this channel and ensure you share our video to all other students preparing to write physics question, physics WAEC 26 Objective and Theory on Monday, June 1st, 2026. So now let's look at this question once again. I said this question is under projectiles. It is an SS1 topic, or some schools used to learn this topic at an SS2 first time. Why some take it at SS1 third time? It depends on your school schedule. So they said an object projected at an angle to a ground level. So you already have the question there. What do you need to do? We need to, since we are given, what are the parameters we are given? We are given the time flight should be 4 seconds. So time flight is 4 seconds, and you're asked to look for the maximum height, that is the hmx. So that's what you're asked to look for. Now how do you get about it? You are not given theta. Take note, theta is, we are not given theta, we don't know what theta is. And the formula for time flight, so that is basically t is equals to 2u sine theta over g, isn't it? So once we have this, then what do we do next? Then what we're going to do is, we are already given this t. The t is 4, that is 4 seconds equals to 2u sine theta over 10, right? By the time you cross multiply, then we have it as 40 equals to 2u sine theta. So if you make sine theta the square root of formula, that is going to be sine theta equals to 40 over 2u. By the time 2 here 1, 2 here 20, that basically 20 over u. So that is what sine theta is. Sine theta equals to 20 over u. Now, after taking note of this sine theta equals to 20 over u, then what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? Now, the next thing you're going to do is that you're going to substitute sine. So after having that sine theta is equals to 20 over u, then now let us now look for the formula to calculate the maximum height. So formula to calculate maximum height is equals to hmx, that is equals to the hmx, that is equals to u square sine theta all over 2g. Yeah, that's the formula to calculate the maximum height. So now, how do we go about that? We're going to say that's going to, we don't know what is u square, right? So let me still repeat u square. Sine theta will now represent this now, this 20 over u. So multiply by 20 over u, so all over 2g. That means 2 times 10. The g is 10. So by the time, sorry, sine square theta, sorry about that, sine squared u square sine square theta over 2g. So that means everything here is going to be squared. So that's going to be u squared times 20 times 20 times 20, that is 20 square. So 20 square is basically 400. Let me check this calculator. So 20 multiplied by 20, that's 400, right? So that will be 400 over u squared over 40 over 20, because 2 times 10 is 20. Good. So this u square eliminate this u square. Then finally we have 400 over 20, and that is going to give us what? 400 divided by 20, that might actually give us, that is 20. So the answer is 20 meter. Since it is height, 20 meter. So now let's move to question number 2. So question number 2 says that, so now this is question 2. As you can see it on your screen. And before I move to the solution to this question 2, now let me explain how WAEC used to set physics question. Yeah, the pattern of the question is to work like this. It is, they will give you 12 theory questions. 12 theory questions. So the first part is going to be 7 questions. So out of the 7 questions, you'll be told to answer just 5 out of 7. You know, if you answer 5 out of 7, so let's say 5 questions out of 7, so that gives 15 marks. So which simply means that each of the 5 questions is going to carry 3 marks. Question 1 to 7 carries 3 marks, but you're going to select 5. That's for part 1. For the part 2, they will give you 5 questions. You have to answer 3. So you have to answer 3. So each of the 3 carries 15 marks, which makes it 45 marks. Can you say that now? Which makes it 45 marks. So if you sum up these 2 marks together, that will be 60 marks in your theory. Good. Again, 5 in part 1, 3 marks each, equivalent to 15, but you'll be given 7. This one is going to be 8 to 12. So the 12 questions is going to be answer 3 out of, like, the 8 to 12 is going to be answer 3 out of it, and each is 15 marks. So the 15 marks multiplied by 3, that's 45. So total is 60. So the objective is 50 questions. So 50 questions for objective. So plus 50 marks here. Each of them is for 1 mark. So plus 50 marks. So that's going to be around 110, right? 110 marks for the theory and the objective. So your practical is going to be 50 marks as well. So WAEC, based on what I had, according to the marking guide, WAEC will convert this 110 marks to 50, whereby your practical is also going to be 50 on its own. So your practical will not be converted, it will not be divided. They will have the full of the practical be added to the conversion of this 110 to 50 to now make it 100. So that's how the marking guide is. Now let's go to the question 2. Now they said, what is the SI unit? This question is under fundamental quantity and derived quantity. Yeah, it is an SS1 topic. I think even the second week of your SS1, that's when you'll be learning the SI unit, fundamental quantity and derived quantity. So the solution to this question is this. So for the first one, which is stress, the standard unit for stress is Pascal. And Pascal is also known as kilogram per meter per second square. That's just it, Pascal. Why the acronym is PA, that's Pascal. So for the second one, that's the number 2. The first constant, the unit for the first constant is Newton per meter. You know, Newton is from force, so Newton per meter. All right, so that's basically kilogram per second square. Kilogram per second square. So for the third one, that's in Planck constant. Planck constant is joule seconds, or joule multiplied by seconds. So whereby if you joule is heat, joule is heat or energy, so joule seconds. So the unit is also known as kilogram meter square per seconds. So that's the answer for the question number 2. Now we'll be moving to question number 3. This is to inform you that on Tuesday, that will be June 2nd rather, at 7 p.m. So we'll be having a virtual class on Zoom for students preparing to write WAEC 2026 mathematics. So we are having a virtual class. We are going to use Zoom for the class. So if you are interested, please reach out to me. So the class is not free. It's going to attract a pay of 1,500 naira. So the Zoom class is going to be 1,500 naira. That's the class. We are starting the class by 7 p.m. in the night. So the class might end maybe around 9 or 9:30. It is a master class for students planning to write WAEC 2026 for mathematics alone. So it's 1,500 naira. It is a master class. We're going to be looking at some powerful questions in that class, and I will be revealing the possible things I can ask you in your mathematics. So if you're interested, please reach out to me on WhatsApp 091 55 10 28 18. Again, the class is going to hold June 2nd. That's on Tuesday. So a day 2, the mathematics. No, mathematics is on June 3rd. That's on Wednesday. But the class is going to hold June 2nd on Tuesday by 7 p.m. We are starting the class 7 p.m. We are using Zoom app. Zoom. So if you're interested, you make your payments to this account number 8068435809. So that is PAMP. You are paying into this account, PalmPay. The name you see there is Adegboyega. So once you make your payment, then you send your receipt to this WhatsApp number. Send your receipt to the WhatsApp number, and under the caption, you write it there that you paid for the mathematics class, the mathematics master class. Please indicate master class, the WAEC 2026 mathematics master class. Then I'll add it to the group. We are using Zoom. So the thing is that Zoom can only occupy 100 participants. So once we clock 100, we will no longer accept payment again, because there's no way you can join the class except 100. So students have been paying since last week, but if you are interested, make your payment. After making your payment, quickly send the receipt to the WhatsApp number. Then I will add you to the group first. Immediately you have made your payment, I've added it to the group, then you will go to your Play Store or Apple Store to download this app. Please kindly download this app, Zoom Workplace. Download the app, Zoom Workplace. So once you download the app on your Apple Store or your Play Store, once you download the app, Zoom Workplace, you sign up. Once you have signed up, then come to the WhatsApp. I'll add it to the group. So around 5 p.m. on Tuesday, I will send a link to the group of those who have paid. So when it is 7 p.m. sharp on dot, you will click on the link, then it take you to the app, then you're going to join the class. The class is a very, very, very it will be a very interesting and educative and a class that are going to learn. Once you join the class, I'm assuring you that you will not have problem on the day of the exam for mathematics, because I'll be revealing the possible things they'll ask you, the whole thing you need to know, and some things that you need to know that will help you in your exam. So that's why I call it master class. We have been doing that for other classes. We did it for chemistry practical, so this is the time for mathematics as well. We're also going to do for agri practical as well, also chemistry and some other subjects. But currently now, the one on board now is the mathematics. So if you're interested, please do the needful and join us in class. Now let's go to this question 3. Question 3 says that we should name 2 artificial satellites. So let me write solution here. Say we should write 2 artificial satellites. Now the 2 artificial satellites, the 2 common artificial satellites is the Explorer. So we have the Explorer, and also we have the Skylab. So these are the 2 common artificial satellites we have. Now for that means name is number 1. Now for the second question, see that a geostationary satellite is already there. So you have to calculate the speed. Calculating the speed and velocity, they have seen that meter per second. So v equals to 2. So v is equals to 2 pi r over what? Over time. This is the formula to calculate the speed which it moves in the orbit. So this formula I'm going to use. This v represents speed. This is pi 22/7. This is the radius, is already there, and this is the time. Sorry. So calculating this now, firstly, you have to change this radius to what? To meter. It's in kilometer, change it to meter. So changing that, then r is going to be 6,300 times 1,000. You understand? So if you multiply this, I think just put meter there. Simple. Yeah. You can increase the 0, you can leave it like this. So, or probably let me just do it this way. Let me add the 0 together. That will be r equals to 6, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meter. So we have this as the radius. Then also the time is going to orbit in a day. So the time taken, let me change this. You have to convert the time to second. 1 day. You have to convert 1 day to seconds. So we are converting that. That's going to be 24 times 1. 1 day. 24 times 1. That will be 24 hours make 1 day. That's 24 hours. Multiply by 60. That's in minutes like that. You multiply by 60. That's in seconds. So if you multiply that, that should be giving maybe 84,600 or so. So you can try that, do the calculation yourself. That's going to t. That's going to be the t. So your answer will be in seconds. Okay, all right. So after that, then insert all these parameters into the formula. Then that gives you v equals to 2 times 22/7 times the radius is now 6300 times 10 raised power 3. Then all over the time is what? That will be 24 times 60 times 60. You can put times 1. The unit, all this one is going to be meter. There's going to be meter. Pi doesn't have any unit. 2 does not have any unit. So the unit for this radius is meter. That's going to be meter. Sorry, just unit. Sorry about that. So that's going to be unit. All right. So that's unit. That's going to be meter per, and all this one they are already in seconds. That'll be meter per seconds. All right. So by the time you divide that, then you should be having. By the time you divide that, then you should be having V will be equals to 458.33 meter per second. So that's it. Please, you can check that with your calculator. Try that with your calculator and see what it's going to give you. So now this is the question 4. Now for this question here, let's see the question. So this question here is going to be, so we have to mention 3 to state 3. So the first one is that it's going to be they will definitely have a tetravalent. So they are tetravalent. The meaning of tetravalent is that they have like 4 charges. Like, okay, a good example of that, according to metals, element is this carbon family. So carbon is a non-metal, and it's a non-metal, so it's basically a non-conductor. All non-metals they are non-conductor. So like silicon here is a good example. So silicon behaves as semiconductor, meaning that in between metal and non-metal, in between conductor and insulator. So they have like tetravalent plus or minus 4. You understand? Tetravalent. Okay. So another thing is that they have low electrical conductivity. So they have low electrical conductivity. Okay. So another thing is that another property of them is that they have equal number of charge carriers. Yeah, equal number of charge carriers. So they have equal number of charge carriers. So that's for question 3. Question 4 rather. So for question number 5. So we are asked to state 3 properties of this that make them preferable to ordinary light speed. So one of them is that is monochromatic. That's number 1. That's number 1. So another one is that it gives a more intense light. So it gives more intense light. So for the number 3, which is done, is that it has a very narrow optical bandwidth. So it has a very narrow optical bandwidth. Yeah. These are everything I have for you.